What if I told you there's a place where summer heat melts shoes, where rain is a miracle, and your nearest neighbor could be 100 miles away? This video will take you inside the Australian Outback, where surviving means battling nature every single day. Most people think it's just desert and dust, but by the end, you will see how people actually live, work, and thrive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Miss this, and you'll miss what life looks like when the planet stops playing nice. The Australian Outback. It's not just one place, it's an idea. A giant red heartbeat in the center of the continent that covers almost 3/4 of Australia. That's over 5 million square kilometers, roughly the size of the entire European Union, but with fewer people than a small town. Here temperatures can soar past 45 degrees Celsius. Roads stretch for hundreds of kilometers without a single turn. And when you run out of fuel or water or shade, you're on your own. But despite all that, people still live here. Miners, farmers, indigenous families, and wanderers call this land home. Did you know the Australian Outback is one of the most remote inhabited regions on Earth, where a single cattle station can be bigger than some countries? Australia has 21 of the world's 25 most venomous snakes, and many of them live deep in the outback. Yet fatalities are extremely rare, not because the animals aren't deadly, but because locals know how to read the land in a way most outsiders can't even imagine. Let's talk about the big three that make the outback one of the most dangerous ecosystems on Earth. The eastern brown snake isn't just venomous. It's the second most toxic land snake on the planet. Its venom is powerful enough to kill an adult human in under 30 minutes. And in some cases, just 2 milligrams can stop your blood from clotting completely. But here's the terrifying part. This snake is aggressive, lightning fast, and often active during the day, which makes human encounters more common than almost any other deadly snake on Earth. A single bite contains enough neurotoxins and blood thinners to kill 20 people, and it lives across almost the entire outback. The inland Taipan, also called the fierce snake, holds the crown. It has the most toxic venom of any land snake ever recorded. Just one bite contains enough venom to kill 100 grown adults, or an entire small town. Scientifically, its venom is so concentrated that it can kill an elephant. It strikes with incredible accuracy and can deliver multiple rapid bites in a single attack. The only reason more people aren't dead is because the Taipan is shy. It lives in extremely remote outback regions. Almost no one ever sees it in the wild. But the danger is very real. Scientists call it a venom factory in snake form. The Sydney funnel web spider. Don't let the name fool you. Funnel web spiders don't just live near Sydney. Several species roam the hotter, drier, inland regions too. This spider isn't just venomous. It's apocalyptically venomous. Its fangs are so strong that they can bite through leather boots. And the venom works so fast that before anti-venom was created, some victims died in 10 to 15 minutes. Just 0.2 milligrams, 20 times over. And theoretically, enough venom from a single spider could kill a full-grown human 20 times over. To this day, scientists describe the funnel web bite as one of the most violent reactions in the animal kingdom, causing massive pain, muscle spasms, sweating, and breathing failure in minutes. And the wildest part, in the outback, these creatures don't hide far from people. Sometimes they drink from the same waterholes, shelter under the same rocks, and crawl across the same trails you walk on. Out here, danger isn't a surprise. It's a neighbor. Out here, survival isn't a lifestyle. It's a full-time job. The outback doesn't forgive mistakes. So how do people actually live here? It starts with water, the most valuable resource in the outback. Towns and cattle stations depend on underground aquifers, tapping deep wells that reach ancient rivers buried beneath the desert. Without that hidden water, this land would be uninhabitable. Then there's food. Most communities rely on shipments that arrive once per week, sometimes by plane. Forget Uber Eats. If you run out of bread, you're baking it yourself. Communication is its own kind of survival skill. In the outback, your phone signal dies faster than your fuel gauge. Some people use satellite phones, UHF radios, and even the legendary Royal Flying Doctor Service, which flies hundreds of missions every week to remote homesteads. For kids, school doesn't mean a classroom. It means school of the air. Classes are broadcast online or by radio to students scattered hundreds of kilometers apart. One teacher might be talking to kids from 5 different time zones, all learning from their kitchen tables. Every part of life is adapted. Homes are built to fight heat. Cars carry emergency water, and even dogs are trained to sense incoming dust storms. Here, preparation isn't paranoia, it's tradition. So when you ask, how do people survive the outback? The answer is simple. They don't fight the land. They learn its rhythm. Because out here, the outback doesn't bend for you. You bend for it. Interesting point. The world's longest fence cuts straight through the outback. The Dingo fence stretches over 5,600 kilometers. It was built to protect sheep farms from wild dingoes. And yes, it's visible from space. Long before explorers drew maps or settlers raised fences, the outback already had a heartbeat. For tens of thousands of years, Indigenous Australians lived here, reading the land like a book written in stone, stars, and stories. They navigated this vast land using song lines, musical maps that passed knowledge, geography, history through generations. Every hill, every river, every shadow in the sand has meaning. In a world this harsh, culture becomes the ultimate survival tool. But today's outback is a mix of worlds, ancient and modern, colliding under the same stars. Out here you'll find indigenous families, cattle ranchers, miners, truck drivers, and adventure seekers, all bound by distance, dust, and determination. Isolation doesn't divide them, it unites them. Communities rally around tiny local pubs, radio networks, and annual events like the Birdsville Races, where an entire town springs to life in the middle of nowhere. And while city life moves fast, the outback moves at its own pace, slower, tougher, more deliberate. People here measure time not in minutes or hours, but in sunsets and seasons. Because in the outback, it's not about what you own, it's about what you endure. And every person here carries a quiet pride that says, we belong to the land, not the other way around. Did you know? Because there's so little light pollution, the outback sky reveals the Milky Way brighter than almost anywhere on Earth. Astronomers actually use it as a natural observatory, where you can see shooting stars almost every night. By now, you've seen it. The heat, the hardship, the silence that never really feels empty. But life in the outback isn't just about surviving the desert. It's about thriving in it. For the people who call this place home, The Outback is more than a location. It's a test of patience, endurance, and heart. It strips away the noise of the modern world until all that's left is who you really are.